Welcome to the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. This is your time of the day to learn a little bit about the law while you enjoy your lunch. Megyn Kelly, host of the Today Show on NBC, has been unceremoniously taken off the air due to her recent on-air comments about blackface and the resulting backlash. News reports indicate she's meeting today with her attorney and NBC News officials. The scuttlebutt is that NBC is terminating her contract, that is, firing her. Big money is at stake. Kelly had signed a huge $69 million contract with NBC when NBC lured her away from Fox News, where she had reigned as the queen of the 9 o'clock time slot. Kelly's ratings at NBC, however, were in the tank. Her show never got off the ground. So some are concluding that NBC wanted her gone because her show was a failure. So what are Megyn Kelly's rights? What can she assert against NBC in these discussions today in New York? Well, we can assume Kelly protected herself in her contract with NBC that she can only be terminated for cause. So NBC will likely have to prove they had cause to terminate her, something other than her show not performing as well as NBC would have liked. If they can't prove cause, NBC could be on the hook for paying Kelly the remainder of her contract. So what's the cause? Well, that will likely be Kelly's blackface comments. NBC pulled her off the air almost immediately after she made and then apologized for those comments, so you can see NBC's angle is starting to work here. Most TV contracts include clauses that allow the network to terminate the talent for cause if the talent says something that harms the public image of the network. These are referred to as morality clauses. Now, Kelly will argue what she says doesn't satisfy for cause. Kelly will also likely argue that NBC is using the blackface comments as a pretext for terminating her contract. She could ironically cite her low ratings and argue that's the real reason why NBC is terminating her. If she can prove that, she'll likely force NBC to have to pay her the remainder of her contract, which is a big number. Kelly may also make the argument that the termination for the blackface comments are pretext for another reason. NBC is retaliating against her for her critical on-air comments she made about NBC itself. Whether or not that argument will fly is another story. Interestingly, though, news reports indicate Kelly is requesting that the famed reporter Ronan Farrow attend the meeting with her today in New York, where she's meeting with the NBC officials and her attorney. Farrow famously left NBC because it refused to publish his reporting on the sexual abuse allegations of Hollywood titan Harvey Weinstein. Megyn Kelly made on-air comments that her employer, NBC, should have ordered an investigation of itself for its failure to publish Farrow's story. Kelly said on air back in September, there's the question of the faith and confidence of the public in the reporting of NBC on matters involving itself. For me as a lawyer, she said, it's always better if you just send it outside and then people can have more faith in it. Well, that's the comment that she made. I don't think that's highly critical of her employer. State and federal law will protect employees from retaliation by their employers if the employees are terminated for reporting illegal or fraudulent behavior. For example, think of the typical whistleblower case. But that's not what Megyn Kelly did. She simply provided some very subtle criticism of her employer. Her employer was probably not happy, but terminating an employee for criticizing her employer is not likely enough to give Kelly a retaliation claim. And furthermore, her contract may contain a non-disparagement clause in which Kelly agrees not to disparage her employer, and if she does, she could be terminated for cause. In any event, we are still operating pretty much in the dark here because we don't have the Kelly contract, and nothing, of course, has been filed in court. As this story develops, I will certainly keep you posted. And if you have questions about for-cause terminations, employer contracts, employer retaliation, give us a call here at Scaringi Law at 717-657-7770. That's about all the time we have today for the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. Thanks for listening, and enjoy your lunch.